Hello there, Libra. Welcome to Pirate Readings. I'm Lady J, and I want to welcome you all here. I want to welcome one and all of you. If you don't judge me, I won't judge you. All right, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. If you're brand new to this channel, we're going to talk about the upcoming week of, actually, we're going to do the overview this week for the entire month of April. And at the end, we'll do the, we'll hit the first week in depth. All right. Excellent. So then you'll know what's coming up and be able to make better preparations. All right. Cool. So let's start out by lighting a candle. All right. So then we're going to get some positive energy going on in here. And my candle does not want to light right now. You got the popcorn sounds coming out of it. That's funny. There we go. And yes, it's positive energy. Very literally. All right. Cool. Oh, and a little pop crack. All right. So a couple things going on now. We're going to go ahead and do a little smudge stuff. Going to burn a little sage. Very little, right? But it will be enough to clear things up a little bit. Get me going in the right direction, right? So yeah, we're going to talk about April. The message I got from Spirit for all 12 signs this month is that we need to pace ourselves. This is going to be a really intense month, or potentially intense month, based on the Mercury retrograde and how that affects you personally, as well as, of course, the eclipses, right? So they're already having an effect on you. By the time you see this, you're definitely in eclipse mode. And of course, the April 8th total solar eclipse is going to be a big deal too. So I hope you're in the path of totality. But also, let's be clear, it will have an effect. Whether you're in the path or not, you will be affected by the energies of the solar eclipse. All right? So, fun, right? Let's get a supportive stone card for us. All right? We're going to grab one of these, and let's get into this, right? So we'll go ahead and lay these out for you, Libra. And let's talk about your own personal message, which was to stand in your power, right? We want you to stand in your power, okay? No doormat, right? Let's not be a doormat this month. All right. This is the card I'm getting called for. We'll set these cards aside, and we will get into what this card means, all right? Ha! Power. It's power. Vandinite. This is a fantastic confirmation of what I just said, right? So let's talk about this. Vandinite. It's all about power. It says so right there. Power. We're being called, you are being called to stand in your power, to be the powerful person that you are. That can be just owning your personal power. It can be standing up for yourself, standing up to other people when they start bullying the people that you love and care about. All right? Standing up for what you want and what you deserve. All right? Everything is good. You are in a wonderful position to take care of yourself and do all the right things here in this situation. And I'm very excited for that for you. Okay? Definitely do this thing. And if you have some of this cool Vandinite laying around, or can find some, eBay has everything, right? You can get a nice little sample and put that in your pocket. It's a beautiful stone, obviously a deep red stone, very much so rooted in your first chakra. So you can, in fact, and should, in fact, stand up for yourself, stand up for what you love, what you care about, what matters to you. Take care to be grounded in your situation, right? There's opportunities with this card to not feel grounded. So, but it's also relating, of course, to sexual energy and things going on with the first chakra. So if you're out of balance in that area, you'll know it. But you could also be a person who needs to loosen up and lighten up that way. And that's okay. Do you, however that hits you, figure it out. And remember, creativity lives here as well. So if being creative is an outlet for you, and you haven't been enjoying that, you should probably get into some of that. This is very good. This is good. I love this for you. The month of April will have you wandering through your creative juices and having everything working very nicely for you. Don't be afraid to be your creative self, all right? Okay, so I have this pre-programmed deck for you. Let's go ahead and get into it, all right? I'm going to go ahead and lay out the 4 columns of cards for the 4 weeks of April. And then the 3 rows, which are where we are, what's blocking us, and what our solution is, as per usual. And we will talk about what is going on for you this month in the overview, right? In general. And then we'll follow it up with an in-depth on this week, the first week of April. All right? Cool. Let us set these cards aside and see what's going on here. All right. Let's get into this. So we're talking about the March 31st through April 6th. All right. So cool. We have temptation. Oh, well, that's going to fit right in with our power card right here, of course. Do realize that it doesn't have to be always sexual stuff or whatever, but it could be just be in something that's asking us to go and do something that might be off the beaten path of what our ultimate goals are. So temptation could be, you know, trying to get us to go somewhere else. When I think of temptation, I always think about like Pinocchio when he gets taken away from where he was supposed to be going, and then of course he loses the right to become a boy. So yeah, it's interesting to find the situation here. Okay, there are things going on around you that want to pull you off your path. This could be people who are jealous of you, who want to distract you from what you were doing. Be aware of that. It's just something to be aware of. It isn't something you need to get all weird about, or, you know, just be unobtainium when it comes time. When they go, hey, come do this, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm busy. That's it. It doesn't have to be anything more intense than that. But this temptation comes up just as the thing that's blocking you is discontent and boredom. Oh no, you will be likely to actually go off and play. The more likely to actually go out dancing instead of doing whatever you're supposed to be doing. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing those things. It just means that you're going to have a shorter period of time to do the things you need to do. All right. So be careful of this boredom and this discontent. If it's driving you and causing you major issues, it's blocking you from wanting to go out. Certainly, it's a combination of things, isn't it? Well, how intense it is sometimes to have all these different things going on. All right. So your 3rd chakra is your solution for this week, meaning that you're going to want to follow your intuition, follow the magic that you see through your 3rd eye. You're going to want to follow the butterflies. Enjoy those little things that come up and show us exactly where we want to go. Like, ooh, the pretty butterfly, look at the pretty flowers, let's go see more flowers. And you go follow the flowers, and then you find ladybugs, and then, you know, spring is in the air. But ultimately you want to acknowledge that there is magic happening around you, and that you can see a little bit of it, and that if you have even just a slightest tingle that says, hey, I really just want to go and do this instead of that, you should probably do that, okay? Because that's your intuition telling you, hey, there's something there for you. And wouldn't it be fun to just do that? You go off and do that thing, and you meet new people, you meet interesting stuff. It's too much fun sometimes to just release control of a certain situation and give yourself that time to just go play, right? You never know what you'll find if you don't go out there and play, all right? So it's fun to think that that's the goal this week, is to get out there and play a little bit. It'll cure your boredom, that's for sure. So if you're tempted to go out and play, then go do it, right? Okay. As long as you're standing in your power, I don't see any trouble. Okay? So the next week over, the 7th through the 13th, is talking about movement, choices, and decisions. There's a lot going on. You have to be in charge of your whole foundation, all the little details. So you want to get real detail-oriented this week. It will help you tremendously to stay on point, okay? This is going to be great. I see in many areas of your life where you're going to have to rearrange some things, but it's going to be for the best, all right? So don't be alarmed. It's going to be great, and you're really good at this. So it's not like something that's not in your wheelhouse, okay? Right on. The area where you're blocked, your second chakra. Your second chakra is blocked. So your base chakras, we were talking about your base chakras over here, right? With this stone card here. Your base chakra, boop, right there, boop. We are blocked at this time. So pay attention to what's going on there. Maybe it's just not time to be dealing with your creative self, at least in the traditional let's make a bigger mess kind of way. If perhaps you're, some of you might be moving or packing boxes or something like that. So it's clearly not time to go being super creative unless you're like, the last room we pack is the kitchen or the bathroom, right? So you can go be creative in the kitchen. All right, that's about it. But it's blocked currently, so you're not going to have a lot of opportunity right then to be that creative this week. Don't be mad about it. Just kind of be okay with it. Oh, look, power. Fabulous. You will get to stand in your power. You will get to express your power some more. But will you do it as in a controlled, sort of confident way, or will you do it in an uncontrolled, beastly way, right? So you have options here. This is a card that operates in both ways. Both opportunities present. So you get to choose how you do that, okay? So I can see different versions where this can happen in a very proper and pleasant way, even in a beastly way. I mean, if we're playing with the second chakra and getting a little naughty in the beastly way, hey. But at the same time, it could definitely be you standing in your power, staying clear about what you're doing, being creative or trying to get creative in how you handle this part. But this feels very much like boxes and checking of boxes and labeling and very, very structured stuff. So being what you need to be there and handling it the way you need to, standing in your power in that way is going to be very helpful. All right. So we're going to go in depth on each week as we go. All right. So don't be alarmed. There will be more information. This card here is talking now. We're going to go on to the 14th to the 20th of April, and we have memories of love. All right. This feels like a warm hug from mom. You know what I'm saying? So this could be you just really appreciating and being in that moment of understanding somebody you really cared about, feeling that special kind of bond, that special kind of love, that special kind of moment. But I can see this person is getting ready to put this in the water. So, Libra, you may have to release somebody or something that you really care about that's super sweet and super kind and super lovely, but you may be releasing something, all right? It is a memory, yes, or it might be becoming a memory. As I'm saying it as we speak, this could be becoming a memory, right? Because, like I said, with movement and choices and decisions happening here, you may be needing to release something to move forward, something sweet. And you know the rule, you know the old saying, if you let it go, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. So that's good. I mean, it's an opportunity to do that kind of an exercise. That's a very contrite way of handling or talking about it. But I feel like you may be making a bit of a sacrifice in this moment, while also remembering really sweet memories of real love that you've had in the past. It's going to be great. I feel like there's something here that you need to do just to move forward. Foundation and achievements are blocked, so you're uprooting right now. This is a lot of you uprooting, changing your situation. You're not in a place where you're nesting right now. You're uprooting your situation. Like here you were packing boxes, now you're moving your boxes, saying your farewells, going someplace else. You're in transit. This is the transient moment. This is you saying your farewells. I'm really sorry about that because it sucks to do that. Nobody wants to say goodbye, but they'd have to sometimes. Intuition is here, telling me that you can follow your intuition, and if your intuition says, try the long distance situation with your person, and or know in your heart that this isn't going to work out. Your intuition will tell you it may not work out that way. This person isn't long distance oriented. They aren't letter writers. They aren't phone callers. They aren't texters. And even if they were, it wouldn't work, because that person is more, I call it the seafood diet. When you see somebody and you really want to hang out with them because you see them all the time, right? I've had friends who are exceptional friends with the people who live within a mile of them, right? If you're within a mile of me, you can borrow my car, I'll watch your kids, we'll hang out all the time, everything is great. And then of course, if you're not within a mile though, it's like, well, we'll see you when we see you. And that's it. And it's interesting. It doesn't mean that I love that person any less. It just means that I understand that that's a version of a situation. And I think that's kind of what you're getting into with this other person that you're dealing with, is that they're a person who needs to see you physically to be super involved with you. They need to have you in front of them on the regular, okay? So it doesn't make them a bad person. It just means that's how they roll, okay? Cool. Okay, so let's talk now about the 21st through the 27th of April. We have sacrifice. Well, we were talking about that, weren't we? So you've had some memories of love, and you're getting very transient, and you're following your intuition. This may be the moment when the actual farewell takes place. All right, this may be that moment where you say, okay, this isn't really going to work, and I'm sorry, but I love you, and I gotta go. Or you could be saying, nope, I'm not going to take that job. Screw it. I'm going to stay here. I want to stay in this relationship. This relationship matters to me. What I will say is that the sacrifice card is here. Harmony is blocking you, right? Harmony is here in the blocking department, saying that I don't get the feeling that that person's going to want to let you go as easily as you're ready to go. Okay, I got to go. I have to make the sacrifice. This isn't very fun for me. They will probably have it in their minds that you aren't feeling it as deeply as they are, and that somehow you're not as involved or intent as they are. It's just you're more practical and more alert to who you truly are and who they truly are. And I mean, you can see it. You don't have to pretend to anyone that it's anything less or more than it was. And it doesn't mean that you don't feel very deeply, because you do. You're going to feel this thing for a while, all right? Because you're sacrificing. This is a sacrifice. This doesn't feel good for you any more than it feels good for them. So even as harmony is blocking you and you know you can't really do that thing, wow, sorry, this really blows a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And now we have obstacles and challenges showing up, saying that you are really, really torn, okay? Something about this, you're deeply involved, deeply entrenched in what this is. you're doing all the physical stuff you're supposed to do, but you're feeling it. Here's the week of feeling it, all of it. And it's all coming together. It's coming to a place where it's not easy. It sucks. I'm really sorry to hear that this relationship situation is turning into something very difficult to uproot and leave. I think all good relationships are supposed to be like that. They're all supposed to be terribly difficult. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set these aside. When we expand on this, when we get to that week to expand on it, it will become much clearer when we go in depth what's happening there and to what level you're into it, right? So let's not overthink it right now. Let's go ahead and move forward and talk about the very first week of March, or of April, sorry, March 31st through April 6th. We have these 3 cards from the overview video. Yes, from this video. Haha. Boy, coffee has not kicked in yet. Sorry about that. And we have this pre-programmed section of the Alleyman's Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and lay these out, all right? And we will see where we get to, all right? Okay, so what do we have here? So we are starting off with temptation, right? We have temptation here as one of our cards, talking about wanting more, wanting to do something other than what we're doing, you know? Sometimes having to sit around and do your homework is real frustrating. We don't want to do that. It's like, I don't want to do that. So staying on point and understanding that this can be great or this can be bad. Let's look at the clarification cards down here that help us know that, okay, so far you're feeling distracted from what you're wanting to do. Oh, sorry, got her upside down. This here's the 8 of Tentacles. Yes, indeed. Yes, it's just like it looks. She's, it appears to be being ravaged by, an octopus. So, this is considered a pseudo-positive experience. You know what I'm saying? Sort of a self-pleasure situation. And because that's going on, there's temptation to step into something that will offer you deep pleasure without headaches and without major commitments. Because, I'm sorry, the octopus doesn't offer major commitments, okay? Offers major pleasure without any major ties, okay? So we're tempted to have something without a lot of ties mixed in, okay? That's the temptation, to do something with very little commitment involved. At least that's how it's reading. That's what's coming, and it doesn't mean that you have to take advantage of that opportunity. It just means that's what's happening. This is the 5 of Pentacles, reminding us that we want to keep an eye on our money and our money on our mind, right? So if we're looking to do something, if we're tempted to do something that's going to give us quick cash that has little commitment, if it seems safe and you're not going to get screwed, that might not be a terrible thing. But be careful. I mean, if it's a high-risk situation, which is usually the case if it's kind of like that, you could lose it all. So be cautious with your money, but think it through and or get advice, right? This is the 5 of Pentacles. We like to get advice when we get this card. It's pretty cool, too. It's so interesting that this far from the camera, it's pretty clear picture. When get closer, it's very pixelated. So I just want to say that yes, this is this could be a financial situation that you're tempted by, looking for a quick buck in that situation. Do your homework before you do anything else. All right. And if this is a relationship situation where you're going to do something that has low risk, just know what you're getting yourself into, all right? And be prepared. The discontent and boredom card being where you're blocked. So I often take it both ways, right? It's like, well, boredom will block you, or potentially boredom is blocked, right? So if boredom and discontent are blocked, it means you're busy. You've got too much stuff on your plate, and you are not going to have any time to be bored. Yeah, you don't have any time for the being boredness. The Eight of Wands shows that this is the Eight of Wands, which talks about things going very quickly, but because it's blocked, everything is slowing down. So that's kind of interesting to have things slow down for temptation. Oh dear. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is consistently about being in complete control of things and having a clear understanding of our power and how it works. And in this case over here, that's not the case at all. You aren't very aware of where your power lies in this situation, which is super interesting to see that when power is your major card, right? We want you to be in your power this week, especially with all this temptation flying around. You may be giving up some power in that moment if you give in to all of this temptation, right? So, following your intuition, following the magic, following your third eye, you're going to want to step into this possibility and be cautious, right? Be cautious. Don't just do whatever's going on in front of you. Pay attention to the facts as they present themselves and make clear decisions based on what you really want in your life, okay? Now, then again, we have the Ten of Cups, dun, 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 which it talks about the family joy, pure joy, and family connections, and feeling the love of family. And it doesn't have to be your birth family, it can be your chosen family. This can be a gathering of friends and family that are coming together and having a good time. So this could be a nice alternative opportunity to this if you're not up for it, and if it's too much for you. This seems like for some of you, this will be a one-night stand that quite memorable. I'll just say that. But at the same time, that I'm not saying you can or cannot do that. I'm just saying be prepared, you know? Because there's definitely times in life when we need to take the risk. And it has something to do with, for me personally, I can just tell you that there are times when I've taken that risk simply based on the idea that when I'm old, in my 80s, am I going to be sitting around with a sparkle in my eye, recounting a story to a great-granddaughter or somebody to say, hey, there were some moments that I didn't miss, and it was good, and I had a good time. Because life's very short. Or am I going to be talking aimlessly about the one that got away? And I'm not on either side of that fence. I'm simply suggesting how it went for me personally. All right? And I made my choice, and I'm still happy about that. All right? So let's look at this card here. The Lone and Level Sands. All right? We have the Lone and Level Sands, which speaks very clearly about how there's some hidden authority happening here. Things are not clear right now. So even while you're dealing with your third eye, intuition and the family love and the joy and all that, there is some hidden authority here. Something about authority that could come your way or could be standing in your way, but is not quite standing out in the open, right? It's half buried in the sand, right? So this tells me that Oh man, you know how weird that is? I just totally got that picture of the very beginning of the show. Oh man. Basically, you know, I'm sorry, this is probably the beginning of almost every show. Girl goes to a bar, has a one-night stand with a guy, turns out it's her boss. Oh my god. Oops. Right? Whoops. And yeah, so got to be careful. Hidden authority could be in the mix, and you want to make sure that whoever you're getting involved with isn't going to end up being your boss, because that could just complicate everything, and that would be a problem, and we don't want to have that. And yes, that was Grey's Anatomy. Whoops. Right? So do be careful. Be careful and cautious that you end up not getting yourself into situations or pickles like that. Yeah. Let's talk now about the rocks in my pocket. All right, these are the rocks I'm carrying in my pocket. We have black tourmaline, we have goldstone, we have blue lace agate, and angelite. All right, so the black tourmaline is here, and it's taking care of keeping me grounded, keeping me clear about what message I want to put out there. Goldstone is also keeping me in my creativity, and this can also operate from the higher heart, or it can operate third chakra or second chakra. So I'm keeping it as a second chakra stone for me, because that's what I prefer in this moment this week while I'm doing my videos. And of course, blue lace agate is wonderful, and it came out perfectly all on its own, and it's a fifth chakra stone. I know my chakras here. Okay, fifth chakra stone, keeping my throat open and keeping my communication clear. It's good, and I love it very much. Yes, sometimes I still the words don't come out as fast as I'm thinking, so they get jumbled that way sometimes. And of course, angelite is here operating on my 6th and 7th chakras, helping me get the angels' messages in through my intuitive doorways and down into my throat. All right, so that's cool. It's keeping me all connected and grounded and all good. All right, those are the rocks in my pocket. What if we get you some pocket rocks? All right, let's go get some. All right, we got 4 rocks for you. We have aventurine, we have black amethyst, tiger's eye, and blue lace agate. Alrighty then. So, aventurine is a higher heart stone. It's about keeping your higher heart clear and understood about what you want versus what you need, and your inner voice, your inner heart, oftentimes is trying to communicate to the standard heart, which is interesting. It's kind of just below here, and of course would be pink, and operates on the earth plane in all those ways. But the higher heart's always trying to talk to the earth plane heart and keep things moving, right? Manifesting the things that are best for the earth plane. All right. We have blue lace agate for your throat chakra, helping you keep your voice and know what you're thinking. We had the black amethyst, which is very much like this, talking about your third eye chakra. Very cool. We're definitely going to have you keeping that open and aware of the little bits of magic going on around the outsides of your peripheral vision, as well as just following the cool magical things that are happening, the serendipities in your world, right? Even as you pace yourself carefully, you want to pay attention to the serendipities, all right? And tiger's eye is here, very much so, bringing in new messages to you. So even as you want to follow your intuition, do so. Listen to the voice. Listen to that voice. It's trying to help you, so you don't have to keep tripping over things that are in the way that you may not see. All right? So be careful and be cautious. Some of these stones are going to actually represent different opportunities this week. We have this one, obviously, for your third eye and your intuition, right? Your heart's desire. We want to pay attention to what your heart's desire is over here, right? Speaking your truth and staying clear about what your truth is. It's going to be over here. And of course, tiger's eye, getting new messages and paying attention to the messages. I want to actually put that over here too, so that you're actually doing a lot of bringing in new information while you're getting this temptation at you, all right? I want you to stay on track if you can. I understand. I'm not really one to judge, so like I say in the beginning, I won't judge you, you don't judge me. All right, so let's put these rocks down here, all right? And by all means, you don't have to carry these rocks in your pocket. But if you do have rocks in your pocket and they're different, tell me what it is. Comment below, let me know what you got in your pocket, because I'm curious and I love that stuff. So by all means, let me know. And I'm here for you. I want to talk to you next week about the 7th through the 13th of April. And if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, by all means do so. I appreciate you so much. Wouldn't want to do this without you. So I'll be posting once a week, and I do hope that you'll come out and hang out with me. And we'll talk to you next week. Thank you, Libra.